Good afternoon, students. We use a wide range of products in leather in our daily life, like leather shoes, slippers, as well as leather handbags, all those things. Do we ever thought where does this leather products are being manufactured, or what is the raw material for this, and how it is being manufactured? Actually, this is done in the tannery industry with the help of your animal skin. It's in this session. Let's we discuss about how this leather is being manufactured in the tannery industry, and main concern will be about what are the wastewater from this tannery industry and how to treat it up, and what are the normal characteristics of this wastewater. All those things we shall discuss in this session. The name tanning is the process where we'll be converting the protein of the raw hide or the skin of the animal into some stable material which will not putrefy, and it is suitable for a wide variety of end applications. So the tan material dries out to be a flexible form and that does not become putrid when wetted back. See what is that is actually when you see the animal skin, it is of organic matter and it will be get decomposed by the time. But what happens here is the leather product what we are getting it up, it's not like it is not decomposing, and it serves for a longer time. So that is because of the series of operation what is going on in this tanning industry, and that's why we all say that it does not get putrefied. That means it does not easily get decomposed, and it can be turned up into the useful product. This is a manufacturing process in a tanning industry. Normally, we say that a tanning industry has a main three major process. One is the preparation of your animal hides. So where it will be undergoing a series of steps like soaking, unhairing, liming, defleshing, batting, deliming, all those things. So this is a preliminary steps for preparing the hides. Then second stage is your tanning proper, where is a tanning procedure is done, tanning process is done. So here it can be done by two ways. So one is by using chromium, that is called as chrome tanning, and other by using your vegetable materials. So that is called as vegetable tanning. So these are the two methods of tanning process we can employ here. So this will be comprising of your degreasing, pickling, tanning, brushing, as well as drying. So this is the process, actual process where the tanning is done, and your final product of your leather is been resulted from this. So the third process is your finishing process, where your mechanical operations and other finishing procedure is done. After you are dyeing all those things, it will be sent off as a finished product. So in case of tanning industry, the three major manufacturing processes, your first preparation of your hides, and second one is your tanning proper, and third one is your finishing. So let's we see one by one what is the stages. So in the preparatory stages, as I already said, the animal skin, like your goat skin or sheep skin, what has been obtained, it will be subjected to tanning. So before this, we'll be going for some pre-treatment. Why? Because normally we know this animal skin will be consisting of fleshes as well as hairs. So as such, it cannot be get processed off. So here we have a series of operation where we'll prepare this hides suitable for tanning, so that it will be easily get tanned off. So first one is you are using a preservation methods. So the hide and skin what has been received in this tanning industry, it will be first made it to be preserved, and it will be soaked for a specific period of time, so that it will not be easily get putrescible. So for this cases, in case of your soaking unit, you will be adding a sodium chloride, because the sodium chloride is a very good disinfectant, and apart from that, a preservative, anti-mucin will also be added to this, so that it will be made as soft and non-palatable here. Then the second stage is your liming. In case of liming, your lime as well as sodium sulfate will be added in the proportion of 8:1, so that the unwanted proteins and other materials via hairy fibrous materials will be get removed from this. So that is the next process of your preparation. And third one is unhairing, where that from the name itself you could say that majority of the hair will be get removed, and fleshing, splitting, all those things is process where you will be removing the fleshes, and it will be cutting that into that of them. It will split that skin into that of two or more horizontal layers. So reliming is this hide skin will be further treated up so that with along with that lime, so that further process of removal could also be done. So that liming is a very important step in case of your tanning process. And deliming is where this lime which is added in excess, it will be get removed, and unhairing chemicals also will be get removed in this step. And batting is an important step where the proteolytic proteins are introduced to the skin to remove the further proteins and also to assist with the softening of the pelt. So because the final leather what we receive in terms of your slippers or shoes or in your bags, it will be of soft as well as non-putrescible. So that is achieved only by this series of operations. And next one is degreasing. So because natural fats and oils will be there, so that has to be stripped off, and that is done by degreasing step. And freezing is a step where the physical removal of a fat layer inside the skin is done. And apart from that, bleaching, where the chemical modification of dark pigments to yield a light colored pelt, that is also be done. And a very important step here is your pickling step in your tanning process, where it will be get the pH will be get reduced by using acid, so that it will be removing all the impurities. That is the thing. So in steel plant also we could see that pickling process is there, where that acid will be added to remove the iron deposit. Similarly here also the acid is added to remove all the impurities. And deep pickling is once again raising the pH back to that of the acidic, out of this acidic region, that is called as deep pickling, so that the final effluent that is coming from the industry will be almost a neutralized one. So this is a flow chart which shows you the vegetable tanning process. So the raw hides what is being received in this industry, that is the animal skins. First it is set to the soaking pits. As I already said, in case of soaking pits we will be adding sodium chloride and antimucin as a preservative. And after a specified period time it will be taken to the liming vats, where lime as well as sodium sulfate will be added in the ratio of 8:1. Okay, then it will be taken to defleshing and dehairing. All the fleshes will be get removed and hairs will be get removed, and deliming operation is done to remove the excess liming. Then your actual process is your tanning process. So still now what we have seen is only a preparation process. So in case of tanning, we have two types of tanning. One is your chrome tanning and other one is vegetable tanning. So what is chrome tanning? If we use chromium salts for tanning purposes, then it is said to be a chrome tanning. We can use hexavalent chromium or trivalent chromium. So earlier stages they were using hexavalent chromium, but it is found to be highly toxic, and that's why we are not using it up. And nowadays we are using either trivalent chromium or that of your tanning, I mean vegetable tanning material. So the vegetable tanning materials is that's the extract that is coming from that of the wood, bark, all those things from the trees. Those is used as a tanning materials, and it is used for tanning it up. So and finally it will be taking washing and finishing. So this picture also depicts you where are the sources of wastewater and what is the nature of the source water, that is wastewater. So here you could see that we'll get both continuous flow wastewater as well as the intermittent flow wastewater. That is a spent wash that is coming out from all these operations is your intermittent flow wastewater. And while the other water that is normally used as a wash water from this process, that is used as a continuous flow wastewater. So what is the difference is this continuous flow wastewater will be high in volume, but it will be less in pollutant, that is your toxic substances or your biological concentration. So that is the nature of your continuous flow wastewater. And if you see intermittent flow wastewater, though it is coming as intermittently, it will be only small in volume, but it has a high amount of waste pollutant or waste load in this wastewater. That's why it's very important for any industry to segregate the wastewater, so that the less volume wastewater which is highly polluted can be easily treated by the treatment technologies, while the high volume wastewater with the less pollutant can be subjected directly to that of your effluent treatment plants. So this is the average composition of your spent liquor on the combined waste that is coming from the of your tannery industry. And remember, this tannery industry is one of the highly polluting industry, and whenever we cross this industry we could see a bad odor also. So that is because of the processing of animal skins and all those things. So you could see here alkalinity and acidity is also there, that is given in terms of calcium carbonate, that's also high, and chloride is there. As apart from that, we have high suspended solids and total solids, and even COD and BOD is also high in this range. And chromium is been given off in case of a chrome tanning liquid. In case of a vegetable tanning liquid, you could expect some lignins, okay, that tannings, all those things, so which is very difficult to decompose. So that you can, dark color can be expected from that of a vegetable tanning industry. So what is the effect when we discharge such wastewater into that of your stream? We will see this. So first one is, as it is a organic industry, it will be causing the depletion of dissolved oxygen in the stream. As we know that the dissolved oxygen is get depleted automatically, that it will be led to that reaeration will be, if it is not possible, it will lead to the anaerobic condition, and it will be resulting in that of your death of your aquatic animals also. And finally, what is because of the anaerobic conditions, the gas waters involved, it will be causing typical fall odor. That is the case that in case of your industry also you'll be getting a fall odor also. And the chlorides what is present here, it makes the water unsuitable for future use. And chromium what is used in case of chromium tanning industry, it is toxic to aquatic life, so as such we cannot go for disposing it directly into the stream, otherwise until otherwise we are giving a proper treatment. And the vegetable turns, as I already said, it is reddish color and it will become inky blue when they come in contact with it of the water. And the presence of this tannings in case of vegetable tannin, that is in the raw water, it will be render this water unsuitable for use in certain industries. But why? Because normally the stream what we are using it up, we have both the downstream as well as upstream. That is, what is it? The stream what is coming from the particular mountain source, that is the river that is been coming up. What happens here? If this industry is located in the upstream side, automatically with the wastewater along with this stream, it will be passed to the next industry which is located in the downstream side, that is next to this industries. So in that case, what happens here, that water cannot be utilized not only by the public or for domestic usage, it cannot be utilized for the other industries also because of this presence of tannins. Okay, that's why it's said it is unsuitable for use in certain industries, if it is passed on to that of the next industries in the downstreams. And when we go for lagooning of this wastewater, it will affect the groundwater because it will percolates into this ground, and it will be affecting the groundwater, so we cannot use it for consumption of water also. So that is why we are not suggesting the lagooning in this. If we provide this, we can provide along with the underline, the lining, all those things, so that it will not penetrate into the groundwater and it will affect the groundwater recharge also. And suppose if you are going to discharge this by land, it will affect the soil also, and it will make the soil unsuitable for cultivation. So that is the main drawback of this when we dispose it off into the land. And if we dispose this waste discharge into the sewer, because of the tannings and other things, it will be clogging the sewers, and it also results in the lime incrustation, because lime is utilized in this process majorly for the preservative as well as for processing. So in this cases, the lime layer will be formed, that is like scaling, it will form a lime layer, or knots will be formed, so that will also be obstructing the seaway flow. Okay, that's why we are not supposed to subject this wastewater into that of a municipal sewage treatment plant also. So that is the main drawback. We cannot dispose it off to that of your stream as well as that of your sewer also. And apart from this, evolution of H2S gas, that will also be formed, and it will also corrode the sewer surfaces, very specifically when we use for this concrete surfaces, all those things, it will get corroding this. So these are the main effects of your wastewater when it is gets disposed of into a stream as well as of your sewers. So, what is the treatment that is suggested for such industry? Is this a combined treatment that has been given for the vegetable tannery industry? So, raw waste is set to screening. Why? Because all these industries, this tannery industry will have fleshes, has as well as along if it is with vegetables, it will be having vegetable materials, all those things. So, it is mandatory that it should have a screen so that the process, biological process, will not be get affected because of this minute particles or the impurities that is present in this wastewater. So once it is set to the screenings, it will be taken to the primary settling tank, and what are the waste that is get settled down, it will be taken to the sand drying bed. And the clarified liquid, it will be taken to the anaerobic lagoon, followed by aerated lagoon, and the final effluent will be get discharged. So in case of anaerobic lagoon, a detention time of 10 days is maintained, while in case of aerated lagoon, the detention time of 6 days is being done. So you could see the raw wastewater, which is consisting of BOD of 1500 milligram per liter. After undergoing this anaerobic lagoon as well as aerated lagoon, here the BOD is get reduced from 1500 milligram per liter to 19 milligram per liter. This shows us this biological oxidation method of anaerobic lagoon and aerated lagoon is proved to be a very good treatment for this case of a vegetable tanning industry. So in the next case, we will be seeing what is the industry. So here, what is the other possible in case of your tanning industry is very important. After the segregation of the wastewater, there is a possibility of recovery of substances from the tannery industry. Say here your chromium, if it is from the chrome industry, we will be able to, that is an important byproduct which could be recovered from this industry, and it can be utilized once again in the process also. So for this, the chromium will be get precipitated and it will be filtered and it will be dried off and it will be taken to the salts and can be utilized once again in this process. So that is the main advantage. And what is the lime that has been received in the case of lime mud, that could also be recovered and can be utilized for this process. But you could see here the large volume of wastewater that is coming from this tannery is a main concern which has to be given proper treatment. Apart from that, we cannot go for chromium because chromium is highly toxic and it will be affecting both the groundwater as well as that of your seaweed as well as your aquatic animals. That's why we go with that of the vegetable tanning industry. But in case of vegetable tanning industry also, we have certain drawbacks. That is, in case of vegetable tanning industry, will be having a lignin, which is once again a slow decomposing material if it is get discharged off. And the second one is the color of this vegetable tanning industry is also a main concern. So that is a main drawback of a tannery industry. But though with the proper treatment and proper method of disposal, we can overcome all these problems. Okay guys, in the next session we will discuss about your dairy industry. Thank you.